Hey y'all, Mama Snout here, and welcome to episode 6 of Mama Snout Says, where we shoot the breeze on what's happening in the pop culture world, keeping all us moms in the know while sprinkling in some mom inspiration too. On today's episode, we are going to break down the recent arrest of Sean Diddy Combs. This is a bit more serious of a topic than our usual content, but it is what's happening right now in both pop culture and true crime as well. In an effort to keep us moms in the know, I wanted to cover it here. Now, I do want to issue a trigger warning. We will briefly mention SA and DV. Now, due to the platforms, that's the best way I can say these heavy topics, but I do want to add that if this is triggering, you may just want to skip this episode. I do have many more to choose from, and honey, it's important to take care of yourself. Also, everything I'll mention is from public information and my opinion. As of this recording, Sean Diddy Combs is innocent until proven guilty. I am not a lawyer, and all of the acts are currently alleged. Okay, let me fill you in. Just in case you don't know, Sean Diddy Combs is an American rapper and record executive. The peak of his fame was around the late 90s, early 2000s, but he's been involved with music and fame for decades. He was considered one of the most powerful people in the American music industry until recently. He was acquitted in a gun trial back when he dated J-Lo and does not currently have a criminal record. Okay, now that we have a quick background, and since this is quite a bit to shuffle through, I'm going to give you the top 3 things you need to know about what's going on. Okay, here we go. Number 1, the charges. According to what's being reported, Sean Diddy Combs is charged with RICO conspiracy, trafficking, and interstate transport for prostitution. Now, breaking this down as simple as possible, RICO conspiracy just means using your business for crime. And the reason the authorities are saying this is because it is reported that Diddy used his business and employees to hide his secrets and arrange all the plans for the get-togethers that they call freak-offs. Then they covered up the crimes by cleaning it all up when he was done. Circling back to these freak-offs, that's where the trafficking and interstate transport charges come into. See, during these freak-offs, there was alleged SA, which is intimate combativeness with a non-consensual person. That's the best way I can describe that, and I hope you understand. These non-consensual folks were drugged, threatened, and coerced into participating at these get-togethers, allegedly. Now, you might ask, if this was going on for ages, why did it take so long to charge him? Well, according to what folks are saying, there were consensual people there too, and that included preachers, princes, police, politicians, and famous Hollywood folks. Since these were powerful people and they might be caught up on bitches doing this, you can see why it might take a whole lot more evidence than usual to get Diddy convicted. Number 2, Diddy lost his credibility. Okay, so apparently one of the alleged victims of the trafficking is Diddy's own ex-girlfriend of over a decade, Cassie Ventura. She filed a lawsuit against him, and it included SA and DV. Now, DV is combativeness between two intimate partners, and that's the best way I can describe that, and I hope you understand. So, the lawsuit was settled one day after it was filed back in November 2023. However, Cassie must have signed something about her not saying anything bad about him, because she never defended herself as he went on in public and on the internet and swore up and down that she was just in it for the money and that there was absolutely no truth to any of her allegations, but that he settled with her as a kindness to her. Now, cut to spring of 2024 when a horrific video of Sean Diddy Combs was seen running down an LA hotel room hallway in a towel chasing poor Cassie Ventura as she was getting away, and he proceeds to give her the only beat down. It was caught all on tape and truly heart-wrenching to watch. As soon as that video was made public, Diddy lost all his credibility, and that poor young lady was vindicated. Why does that matter now? Because no matter what he says about all these new charges, who's gonna believe him? Okay, number 3. They denied his bail. This literally just came out as I was recording this episode, but Sean Diddy Combs was just denied bail by the judge and is currently in a New York detention center awaiting his trial. This is important to know because it really shows us, the normal folk, that some of these bajillionaires are not above the law. He might be famous and have money, but from what he's been charged with and from the violence of that video, he should not be out and about in society, and that was the message the court was sending with this decision. A quick takeaway about all of this. Many of the folks caught up in these alleged traps at these freak-offs and whatnot were bright-eyed and young folks with big dreams of careers in the music industry. It just breaks my heart to know that. So I will say this, be careful who you get in a business with and who is promising things that sound way too good to be true. Don't you compromise yourself for the promise of a dream. Okay, you were all caught up on what you need to know about all this. I know this was kind of heavy, but I wanted to clue you in on what all is going on. Now that's going to be all for today. If you'd like to add anything else about what I mentioned, feel free to comment below. I read all of them. Also, follow me on all them socials. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, and I'm Mama Snout on all of them. I may be posting some updates on my socials, so go ahead and give me a follow and stay tuned. I'd like to thank you for joining me on this 6th episode of Mama Snout Says. And lastly, but certainly never least, remember, Mom, you were doing a good job. Okay, see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.